Hello everyone and welcome to Matrix Live Season 2 Episode 14. Just me today as Matthew is still in the big north on holiday but should be back next week. So I will start with the backend side with Synapse. Matthew mentioned on Monday that there have been a few angles for performance improvement, and they all have been the biggest focus of this week. So first, the serialization of the JSON, and that's been Rich working on it. Then Erik has been still fiddling with the state resolution improvements, which looks very interesting. And there have been also some work on the IRC bridges to improve the performances as well, because it has been lagging a lot. So we're really sorry about that. Still trying to improve all of this, and I think we're still suffering from what happened Friday. I think yes, on Good Friday last week, and still impacting the state of the IRC bridges this week. And the team has been also supporting the Riot Web team by working on the feature which allows to join communities. So quite a lot of debate on that side. But on Riot, we're looking to ship the new release next week, but I'll get to that later. Also, still progress on the project from notafile, who is working on porting Synapse from to Python 3, which is also another angle where performances for Synapse are going to be really improved there. I won't get into all the technical details because last week Matthew gave quite a good presentation of all the what all these improvements on both the JSON serialization and the state resolution side and the Python 3 porting would do to Synapse. So yes, still mostly focused there, but for good. And will allow us to focus more on Dendrite once all this is sorted and we can get a matrix.org server which is standing by itself, not falling apart too much. So Dendrite is still much more, very much on the hands of the community today. But Erik did go to the Go London meetup on Wednesday, I think, where he did a talk about Dendrite, which was relatively well received. So that was fun to share our experience there. We're also still working on Ansible playbooks to help on the deployment, so that's progressing very well, and very excited about making it available later to the community. Watch this space. Although the release is probably going to take a few more weeks, maybe 2 weeks or something like this, I think was what I heard today. So yeah, almost there. On the Riot Web side of things, so following the feedback from the community and you guys, elliptic supporters, we've added last minute this ability to join the communities, which was a bit of a screw up on our side, and that had been the main subject on the Riot Web this week, both defining API and debating with server side on how to define it. But we are on the last round of reviews, so finger crossed, we're getting there, should be out relatively soon. Tom is still a bit cautious on giving us delivery date on this null.14, which is a bit of a nightmare to get out of the door, but we do believe in it. And once this is out, as Matthew was saying last week, then we'll get on a more regular cycle of smaller releases, which is going to be much nicer, and we'll see the progress and the new things coming up much better. One exciting thing which came out this week on develop of Riot is sticker packs. Erik landed that. They're here still in beta and not yet supported by mobile officially, and still on the behind the labs flag on Riot Web develop. But they're here. You can start playing with it, and they're really fun. So yeah, we're quite excited about it. On Riot Android, so Audrey did land the support of the stickers only on the develop branch, so you can get it from Jenkins, but it's not officially here yet. While Manu is still down the notification hell, but he's been, I think he reached the bottom of the problem, has been writing, I'm not sure how many pages is the Google Doc on it, but it's quite a good overview studying all the use cases, and now has a good plan on where to go next. So as a short term, it's basically going back to the behavior before that was existing before Android 8 brought the problems, and we changed it, but with the support of Android 8 in a better way. And we do have a new Android developer joining us in 10 days. His name is Benoit. And once he's here, we'll start looking at a complete refactor of the notification side of things, but probably not immediately. We'll have to sit down with him and let him come up to speed and see which are the biggest priority from his point of view. So first short-term fix should be progressing next week with Manu, and soon we'll have more of a workforce on Android to support here. On iOS, Guillaume started working on the sticker packs as well, but they're not ready yet. So we'll see when that comes out. Otherwise, we did have Ben joining us this week as a developer advocate, his role being really to help people contribute with writing tutorials, documents, and his first task has been to look at the Try Matrix Now page on the matrix.org website, which is listing all the projects built on top of Matrix, and try to make this much more appealing, easier to find out which are the latest projects and the active ones, and also which are the most used ones, because some might have not necessarily been active, but still very interesting. So he's been working on that with other people from the community, including Erik, who's been also giving a go at different options on how to handle it. So that's going to be a good place. Hopefully this page is going to be much more useful than it is today, and much more up to date at least as well, because it's I think we hadn't updated it for maybe almost a year or something. So yeah, that's a good start, and you probably saw him pitching up in some of the rooms and start talking to people. So don't hesitate to say hi. Personally, I'm very looking forward to all this new step we're taking into opening up to the community and making it easier to people to help and contribute, and opening up the project in general, working on the governance side to share a bit the responsibility between us, increase the core team to more external people, and start to get to a better balance on the historical core team and new folks, which has been around for a while, contributing strongly, being really real drivers to Matrix as a whole. So even if this is still not progressing fast enough for us, we wish we could spend more time on finishing the governance and finishing all of this, but we still have to ship stuff and actually improve the products so people use it, and help people the best we can on using Matrix. we're still very exciting on where this is going. I think that was a good overview of what happened this week, which was relatively short due to Easter, but next week is a new full one. And we also had a young Christian joining us as an intern and helping us on the ops side. But a lot of people already know young Christian from the community. So thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. Hopefully spring is here for you too, because it's starting to pitch up in London. So that's great. And speak to you next week. Bye bye.